Hello and welcome to my comparison between some Temu $6 Joy-Cons and some official Nintendo $60 Joy-Cons. Let's get into it. So the Temu ones are a lot lighter. These are probably about half the weight of one of these. In fact, I think you can even get both of these, and I think it would be lighter than one of these. I'm not saying these are heavy. These are actually pretty light for a controller. Even both these is still rather light if you compare it to like an Xbox controller, for instance, or even a MetaQuest controller. But these are just so ridiculously light. It feels like it's just plastic, and it isn't really not that wrong, because obviously the plastic, it feels a lot less quality compared to this. Maybe that is sort of like smoothness, like smooth edges there. Well, this is sort of, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as nice. And also, I've checked out the hardware inside of this, and yeah, it's basically empty. There is not much in there. It's got a tiny chipboard, much smaller battery compared to this one. At least quite a bit smaller battery compared to this. And also, one of the things that makes this thing heavy is this thing at the bottom here. This is a IR sensor, or infrared. Now, what that does in certain games is it sort of tracks where anything is in front of it, and it sort of can do something in the game. I've done it on Nintendo Labo. It is actually quite a decent feature. It is pretty cool once you actually figure out what it is and what you can do with it. This, however, this is just fake. This is just a black bar that's meant to imitate that to get people to buy it. I thought, no, this can't be real, and it wasn't. I've tested this out on another pair of knockoff Joy-Cons, and yeah, it's the same thing. They're just fake. Instead of having a proper massive IR sensor in here, well, they're about, I'll say that big, about that much. So when I took these apart, it was about that much. It was the exact same, just a foam block. It is ridiculous. I don't know why they made this as light as possible, but yeah. One advantage of this, though, is that these are extremely cheap to replace, which makes sense. One advantage of this is that they're extremely cheap to replace, in case of if you ever get stick drift, or if it somehow snaps in half, which I'm not surprised, considering they're Temu Joy-Cons. But they are really cheap to replace, obviously, because they are $6. Whereas if I got the stick drift from here, which I have before, these are stupid expensive to replace. I did have to pay $60 for another one, which is annoying. It's $30 for just one of these, if we wanted to replace it, which is already 5 times more than both of these. So I'd say, if you're on a budget, I'd say you should definitely get these. If you're on like a serious budget, get these. And then you'll have both. I mean, let's say there's 3 people coming around, then boom, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Instead of having to pay $60 if you just wanted more Joy-Cons. So I'd say, if you're on a budget, I'd say take it. That's... Although they try as hard as they can to imitate them, I found this out with all fake Joy-Cons and fake like pro controllers in a way, or knockoff ones, I guess. So there's this feature on Nintendo that's called Search for Controllers. So I'm just going to disconnect these real quick, and as you see, they will be disconnected. Right now, even if they're disconnected, as long as they've already been paired before, watch. So look, it's just turned it on, and look, you can hear that, right? And they do like sort of quite a high frequency, loud frequency, so you can hear it, right? But on here, nope, that's the wrong one. But on here, if I try searching for it, nothing. That's because they are not official. But if I can, so you have to connect to it beforehand in order to search them, which I think is a bit pointless. So if you're searching for them, they obviously won't be connected. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, but it is really, really quiet. And I think if I'm at least a meter away, I can hear this. In fact, let's test this. I can barely hear that. I don't know about the camera, but I can barely hear that compared to that. It's even moving because of that, you see. So, that's one disadvantage. But I guess you could just buy a replacement because they're really, really inexpensive compared to these Joy-Cons here. In terms of gyroscopics, these are obviously a lot worse. I've tested both these out on Nintendo Switch Sports. Yeah, obviously these are pretty renowned for how good the gyroscopes are on this. These are so much more better than this. This, you do it like that and it goes miles. Like these are not accurate at all. But I'll say if you're just using it for like Mario Kart or something, it works perfectly fine because that obviously uses joysticks. I was about to say Joy-Cons then. Oof. Now those use joysticks. I mean, you can have tilt controls, but no. Tilting on this and gyroscopes that is not good for compared to this, obviously. But I'll say joystick wise, it feels the exact same as this, literally identical feeling, and it also works the exact same. So yeah, I'd say take your decision with that, if you will. Whether you'll take the $60 ones or the $6 ones. I'd say if you're looking for really, really quick replacement, even though they do take a while to deliver, I'd say get that, right? Because I did this before, I needed a replacement for these, and I got them. It was as simple as that. So, yeah, I'd say if you need a replacement and you're on a budget, get that.